Welcome back to the vape channel. I would like to apologize for my absence for the last couple weeks. I wanted to get my first build video posted a while ago, but I did get very sick, so kind of shut her down for a week or two. I'm back. In the last week or so I've bought a couple people, or not bought them, but set them up with their first mechanical mod rebuildable setups, and everybody I've set up with has gotten Kayfuns, so I thought that would be the perfect opportunity for me to make my first video on how to build a Kayfun. Okay, so here we are. We have our Kayfun all broken down. I'm using my ohm checker or my ohm meter as a stand. I find that works very well. You're going to need a piece of 28 gauge Kanthal, some nail clippers, a Phillips head screwdriver, something to wrap your coils on. In this case I'm going to use this skewer, and some tweezers. So to start off, we're going to wrap our coil, and I'm going to go with about 7 wraps, and I'm hoping that'll put me down around 0.8 or somewhere close to. Alright, so that was 7 wraps. Come back and tidy up this first one. Please forgive the fireworks, it's a long weekend here. Okay, so what we can do now is clip off this excess. Won't be needing that. And now we can lay the coil across the deck. Now, the thing to remember here is, I don't know how well you can see this, you want to have a lead going in each direction. And when you lay them down onto the build deck, let's zoom in a bit here, you generally want to make sure that when these wires or leads are coming out, you want them coming out on the bottom, not on the top like this. So I usually lay it, actually hold on, let me get this. Usually lay it diagonally across like so. Take your first lead, and trap it under your screw there. And repeat that same process with your second lead. There you have it. So now, it's always a good idea to make sure that you lift up your coil just ever so slightly, because the one thing you do not want is your coil to be touching this right here, this air hole. It will short you out. So once you've got your coil elevated off of that just nicely, you can kind of adjust it and fine tune it to where you want it to be and how you want it to sit. And we can clip off our excess here. And I usually prefer to tuck in these little legs right here. Just like that, and we can check our resistance. .92. That's not too bad. A little higher than what I was hoping for, but we can absolutely work with that. So now we can give these coils a nice little test fire. We'll zoom out here. So what we want to do here is just pulse them a little bit, get them to heat up. Then we're going to give them a squeeze with our tweezers. And they're glowing from the inside out. That is what we want. So now that that's taken care of, 1 second here. Now we can go ahead and wick this. And I'll be using some organic cotton for this build. And what I find generally works the best is to start rolling it at one end, just like this. 1 second. And then leave a nice big fluffy tail on the other end. The idea here is once you start to feel a little resistance, just give it a little bit of a twist so that it's moving through relatively easy, but you don't want it too loose. Oh, forgot my scissors. Okay, and we're back with our scissors. So what I then would like to do is to clip off a bit from the end. Not too much, but generally, let me zoom in a bit here. What you want is for this piece of the wick right here to lay down right in that deck, just like so. And the best way to get your wick to cooperate with you for that is to juice it up. So as you can see, I don't have it too long, just long enough to touch the bottom of this deck here. The reason being is you do not want it to block this channel here where the juice comes up. You will have wicking issues later on if that happens. So we can back out a bit here and give it another fire and see how she's going. Voila. It works. Oh, there it goes. So now we can start to put our chimney back together. Generally what I like to do is attach this first piece and then have a look down inside and just make sure that everything still looks hunky-dory in there, and when you screwed it down you did not move your wicks. And then you can put on the upper half. And then we can attach our main tank. And we're ready to fill up. Now when I fill my Kayfuns, I usually hold it on an angle like so. You don't want to squeeze the juice in too fast. I used to do that, and I used to also have juice come out the drip tip and all into my hand. But the general idea here is in a moment you're going to start to see an air bubble moving towards the top. And when that air bubble gets up to about there, you want to stop. Overfilling these things is not doing you any favors. And voila, we have our built Kayfun. Let's see how she goes. Perfect. So there you have it. That's how you're going to build a Kayfun at one of them in under 10 minutes. And it's really quite easy. What can I say? Vapes well. It's not a cloud chasing machine, but hey, it serves its purpose and it does it well, so that's how we're going to roll with that. I would like to post another video coming up soon. I was thinking about doing a video on the Trident version 2, so we'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, play safe and vape on.